Yeah. What do you see from Florida State when you look at them on tape?
The same thing that Coach Ham has put out there for years. A team that they play hard, they play together. They get up and down, and they try to force you into chaos, and on both ends of the floor. And we have to do a really good job against them and not turn the ball over, which we've done a bad job in the last 3 games. Didn't think as bad against Clemson. There's more timely turnovers than anything. Again, we got to take care of the ball. That's the biggest thing. Shot selection has to be there because sometimes that's like a turnover if you take a bad shot. So we got to play a 40-minute game. We got to be engaged. It's a little different, than most games. You got to be engaged for baseline out of bounds, sideline out of bounds, after baskets, dead ball situations. They come at you in waves. They play a lot of guys, and again, we will have to be locked in for tomorrow.
Their guards really like to cause some havoc on the defensive end, really get after you. What does your team have to do to avoid those type of turnovers when they're in your face?
Well, we got to just get a ball up, and then you got to give yourself up. When you're playing against teams like this, remind me of, obviously similar. I won't say reminds me because they were really good, but I remember playing against those Nolan Richardson teams back when I played in the early '90s. They really got after you, and they just try to wear you down. Okay, so what happens is fatigue sets in, and sometimes you just give them the ball. It's not that you're trying to, but you just have a costly turnover or two, and we got to avoid that. So I've been preaching for the last couple of days. Just get off the ball, get yourself up. Let the ball come to you on the second, third side if possible. But that's what we're gonna have to do.
Lance, Luke, Boise still out?
I hope not. The injury report is day to day, but again, no excuses here, man. We got to figure it out. And that's the beauty of it. Is each and every game, you're trying to figure out something new, so to speak, to get through the day, and it's a part of it, and it's still exciting from that standpoint. But I don't really know, and for me, I try to stay away from it because it makes you a prisoner of the moment. What I mean? So,
What's the balance of making sure the guys don't try to do too much in the absence of some of the injured guys and just do their job and do their role?
well, kudos to our GAs. They've done a good job this year, and we got to manage. We got to manage. Trying to get work accomplished, but then manage the legs, and so it is a balance that you have to play. And sometimes you like today will be 2 shoot arounds. Work on things that's going to relate to the game tomorrow, and then we'll get to Tallahassee, and then we'll go through a lot more. We'll go through more stuff, but get a lot of shots up based on the fact that we play such an early game tomorrow. It won't be a shoot around. So.
Do you hire like a voodoo witch doctor or something at this point? Like I think you've had like 2 games maybe where you've had everybody, and it's ever since then it's been one guy out, and then 3, then 2, then 4, now 5.
Well, I think the biggest thing is, to be honest with you, it's it's not fun not being healthy, but the process of it, there's good and bad, and I think that I've never been in a situation that I've been in to be allowed to be comfortable. So I'm all right with it. You know what I mean? So again, the each and every day and trying to game plan to figure it out and create something that's going to maximize the guys that I have. That's kind of the fun part of it, and getting to the game and seeing if it could come to fruition. We got enough. To me, regardless of the numbers, a sub here, a sub there, we got enough to win. We just got a window of, to me, 5 to 6 minutes where we don't got to play error-free basketball, but we just got to be solid. And when you're not in those situations, then it puts us at a deficit.
When you look at the box score, the the turnover, you see it goes to one person. But a lot of times, isn't that a result of maybe some of the other four guys that are on the floor not doing their job that leads to those turnovers? In other words, standing around or that type of thing.
Sometimes, sometimes the guy getting a lot of the turnovers is a byproduct of other things that happen on the floor, and then sometimes it is a byproduct. But I just think consistently, what I would say is that our guards just need to continue to trust the guys on the floor. Sometimes making the right play is keeping it simple at that time, and that's what we need. Because making the right play, that guy might make the right play as well, whether that's hitting a shot or hitting the next guy. And that's what we got to buy into. And I think sometimes, we try to do too much to compensate for what we don't have or what we think we don't have. And so you have to just let the game be the game and just make the right play and play the right way.
In a broader picture, without getting into specifics here, but your recruiting is going really well. The team has struggled some on the court, but you're selling your vision to recruits and having success there. Rebuilding the program in that way. Kind of what is resonated there? Why do you feel like you're having so much success on the recruiting trail right now?
Well, it is a vision, and I think that it's a process. And so in the process, you got to trust. Obviously there comes a point in the process where you got to win, and I understand that as well. But as you're selling it and you're putting pieces together, big picture, you can see kind of some things shaping. And so now, as you continue to add, now it's more older, and so when I look at where our roster is now, it's more older. When you look at the teams that we're playing against, they're older, and so think of how good Lance Terry has been. But Lance Terry is 24 years old. You know what I mean? So he's a really good player, but he's old, he's experienced, and he came from a program where he's seen winning as well. So older now, that's where the vision is going. I've been able to sell it to the younger guys, and I love our younger guys, and I love what we got coming in. But I also know that now you got to mesh the talent, and you got to mix it with some older guys, and I think that's what's next.
On that same subject, does the NCAA talking about giving everybody 5 years no matter what, does that affect how you recruit?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They've allowed us, they put everybody in a position to recruit men. You know what I mean? And so the playing field is open, and I think that's something that we're visiting as a staff. And that's what I mean. Older guys the better. Get a mixture of both, and it's a recipe for success. All right.
Appreciate
All right.
it.
Now.